The olden days, like when the British confronted malaria, it was a bit different because they would spray pesticides on your face.
Yeah.
So that would also another good strategy to kill the customer rather than the mosquito.
But that they didn't put on the tombstones. They died of.
It looks bad, no?
It looks bad.
Died
Just say malaria.
straight
Just say
pesticide.
malaria.
Because
Say
then
died in
you're
battle.
putting the
Don't
poison.
say battle with who.
Yeah.
You don't want to say battle with mosquitoes.
No,
Because that's the
bad.
full thing. Died in battle
Yeah.
with mosquitoes is not put onto the stone.
No.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're exactly like Battle of Kohima.
Yeah.
Died in the Great Anglo-Japanese War.
Yeah.
Died while trying to spray for mosquitoes. Just sad. Just tragic. Hi, Kunaal.
Hi, Paul.
Pouring rain in Bombay.
Yeah, I mean, not surprising. It happens, I think, every year.
Are our
Pause.
monsoons going to last about 6 months now?
No.
Started in May and it will probably go till October.
Yeah, but it's sporadic. As in, you have these heavy phases and then it dries out for a bit. It's a normal monsoon. I think it surprises everyone every
Yes.
year, but it's what happens.
No, I know. But do you think we should, with climate change, be ready to go from a July-August monsoon to a May to October monsoon mentally?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then a rest of the year smog.
Yes.
Smog and monsoon. The two
Smog and
seasons, which should be the two new seasons.
Yeah. So, so can it be called a nationwide smog?
Nationwide smog.
Nationwide smog.
Nation. Because Delhi, the moment the monsoons wash everything away, you'll get 2 days of beautiful blue sky and then
smog.
for 7 months.
Yeah.
Bombay is going to rain for 6 months.
Yeah.
Then when after the dinosaurs died, there was a winter.
That
Like
lasted
some-
so many million years. or
Some
whatever.
sunless winter that was some 30 million years or whatever. So, do you think Bombay should get ready for 6 to 8 month monsoons? Like anyone coming into this part of the world knows it's going to rain all the time, permanently. You fly over the cloud cover and it's blue skies and etc. You fly somewhere else. But Bombay will be continuously under a cloud.
Yeah.
belt.
I mean, I've noticed it very often when flying in also. It's like you hit a wall of clouds.
Yeah.
Like it's sunny and all that stuff. And you hit, like as soon as you hit that wall of clouds on the Western Ghats, it's suddenly like everything changes. And
The pilot also knows. He's like,
Yeah.
I reached. It's clouds.
But I feel that we should start treating it more and more. Like we keep saying coastal city. I think it's more and more a city in the sea. It should be more treated like a Venice.
Yeah.
Like because
Yeah.
and I'm not saying this jokingly, but
No.
I feel that because we've just assumed that there are very dry phases,
Yeah.
like everything is dry and it's hot and it's humid and all of that. But when it's very wet, it is fully Venice.
The town of the country of Tuvalu,
Yeah.
I think, is a country that every year is losing several kilometers. The sea is just enveloping the country. In fact, the president of Tuvalu is making an appeal saying, please take us because we are running out of our country. And it won't be long before the island of Tuvalu is just under the sea.
Right.
Are you saying Bombay is like that, but we haven't realized it?
We haven't realized it, and I think that we are such jugadu kind of people.
Yes.
That we will just kind of, you will build over the ocean. That's why
Yes.
I like, and that's what happens in a lot of places where it's haphazard kind of construction. So I assume that Bombay in about 100 years' time will exist on stilts.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
like a city on stilts.
Yeah,
So
like
there'll be
Hanoi. Yeah.
and then there'll be this underside of the city which will actually exist, and it'll be the actual underbelly.
Yeah.
Below the stilt level.
Yeah.
And then you'll have all these high rises and parks and all these like your malls.
Doesn't it
and
feel
all
like
that.
now, like that Bombay is now not even that far away?
It's not that far.
I
away.
feel like I'm one of those underling stilt
We're
people.
still looking up at
Yeah. Look at the rich people. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like that.
Little bit.
But you're basically saying that our future is submerged.
yeah, possibly.
Yeah. We're all drowning, but in our case, literally.
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 Another thing that happens with the monsoon, Pal, is that we have a lot of mosquitoes.
Correct.
At this time, because it's breeding, and the mosquitoes also come into these areas in the evening time, and it's humid and all of that. Have you ever had like massive mosquito issues in your apartments or wherever you?
Well, the fight with mosquitoes is as old as empires.
Yeah.
So I think the British will tell you their biggest challenge with conquering India was not people whom they defeated in many
Correct.
battles, but mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Because if you go to any graveyard of British India, thousands of officers all died in their 20s from malaria. Yeah, just mosquito bites.
Even when they were building the Suez Canal, right? Like they were.
I would imagine, yeah.
It
Like,
was
it'd be
a
lot,
swamp,
right?
and there was there's a lot of malaria-related deaths. So I think,
And it was quite short, meaning it just be from this to
so it's
yeah, very quick.
And
Yeah.
mosquitoes were pretty large also. They were
I
like
think they were like there's like a dog size.
a
I think in the old days they were like because these
could pet
district
it.
magistrates and these British superintendents, they
Yeah.
at night by candlelight they had assistants and subedars and people guarding the bungalow, and they had loved ones back in England. But if you read their letters, they mostly talk about mosquitoes
mostly about mosquitoes.
because they must be really really big.
Yeah.
Because imagine India in 1912.
Hmm.
You are the chief officer of Raigarh, and Raigarh is nothing. It's just jungles and forests. It's you in this little duck bungalow, 9 servants, just a motor vehicle, and swarms of mosquitoes. Because what would there'd be no fan. There'd be one pankhawala, say 1880, there'd be one pankhawala. How many mosquitoes would he fan away?
Correct.
Right? And I'm not even counting the snakes and the other animals that would get, and it's monsoon, say like this.
Yeah.
So the mosquitoes are just there, like, what Sepoy mutiny will you do against mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes.
Just like they're coming like millions.
Yeah, no, I think that everyone in India and every family has this relationship, and every person also has a certain relationship with mosquitoes. Like they always go for me, like
Yeah.
you see, like oh, they're after me all the time. It's
Yeah.
like a personal
And
relationship you have.
sometimes it's like the South Indian film Ega the Fly.
Yeah,
It's one mosquito that's after.
that's after me. Yeah.
All
And
night.
it travels with you and all.
Yeah.
That. It's like your pet
And you
mosquito.
can just hear it. It's
Yeah.
like, it's with me.
Or there'll be a certain spot on your body that they tend to bite a lot.
Yeah.
Like, like they'll bite here on the thing of
For
the
me,
thing.
it's the ankle.
Ankle. Or, there'll be a weird spot that they keep, for no reason, they'll keep biting you there, like on the wrist over here or
Yeah,
something.
but they must love the blood or whatever.
Something
But
weird.
do you have mosquito killing strategies?
Many.
Yeah.
Many.
One of mine is never. So the obvious one is for anybody around the world that wants to kill a mosquito. The obvious one, you see the mosquito and you hit it here, right?
They're much easier to kill than flies, so you can swat a mosquito. Yeah.
Correct. They're fatter. They've got blood in them. Somebody
Whatever.
else's, right?
Yeah.
Like so. What I try and do is not think because they're very clever with that stuff. But if I see a mosquito, I try and hit it here. Because I know it'll see my hands, it'll take off, and then I'll get it midair.
Wow.
I don't often succeed.
But that's your.
But I'm sticking to my strategy.
Right.
Because I think, this is a cleverer strategy than the guy who just does this. Do you have a game?
My game is I wait for it to settle.
Okay.
Generally on me, it settles somewhere, and I swat
Boom.
it. I go for that, or I do the one in the car also where you're constantly.
That's a good
I have a one hand sort of mosquito
Yeah.
technique also. Just like,
See, this can be tricky because this could mean you're waving to fans also.
that also.
In a weird way.
Yeah.
But Kapur's got a weird wave, yeah.
But every house, like I've noticed that you can really tell what their relationship with mosquitoes is depending on what is plugged into the wall permanently.
So
like
with
in
us,
my
it's-
house,
yeah.
in every room there's one
night.
of those good night things.
Yeah.
So every room you can go in, one plug point is occupied with a good night.
Is good night poison?
Yeah, it's killing us slowly, but
Yeah.
it'll reduce my life by a few years.
So the good night is for the human actually.
It's telling you good night.
for good.
And
You know?
good luck. That should be the full thing. Good
Yeah.
night and good luck. It's a movie also, but good night and good luck is basically like
Because
all the
mosquito
best.
is blood, malaria, death. Here it's just poison. You're just So it's a business that came up with the strategy that either we can kill the customer,
Slowly.
in which case he has no complaints because he's dead.
Yeah.
Forget his Google review. But killing the mosquito, then tangible results, who is measuring? Best is to kill the customer.
And also, you don't want to kill all the mosquitoes because you still want it to be a problem. Like
Repeat business.
if you've killed all the mosquitoes, like, and say my house is completely now mosquito free for life. Like, say I had a solution, then I can't sell that product anymore.
Yeah.
I recently came across a video where they were talking of a product that kills the mosquito with a laser.
Okay.
It's a contraption that you put in the room, and with mirrors and a laser, it zaps them out of the air. It can kill 30 or 60 mosquitoes a second. Like, it's just killing mosquitoes.
Wow.
And apparently safe on other animals and dogs and humans and all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that
presumably
we
you're
have...
not putting it on with a lot of people in the room.
Yeah.
Like not with all your pets and friends and so on. Because
Correct.
it's a tricky. See, now this is better than that odorless good night
Yeah.
thing, because that one is camphor or whatever it's put into the air.
No, we've had so many through history, right?
Yes.
Like the famous one is the racket that
Yeah.
everyone. I think that the
So
racket.
we are a racket household.
You're a racket household.
Yeah. So the racket's downside is no scale. Right? Because ultimately, see, nobody has a problem with this genocide. Because I'd say that on a daily basis, we've done massive mosquito genocide. This is a genocide that's highly encouraged, actually. In fact, more people are encouraged to take part. So the reason ours is not strong is because laser, you're saying 30 at a time. Those good night ones will say hundreds we've killed. The racket is one at a time.
Yeah. But the joy of killing it personally.
Yeah, because you see the thing catch fire.
And also that electrocution.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost like if you have a killer and you get to hang the person
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
or like you get to do the electrocution or the thing. So here it's that hangman kind of fantasy that you all have,
And
which is
there's
like,
no
I'm gonna
bigger-
kill it myself. I'm killing it myself.
And
It's like
then
that
you kill
joy,
it
and you
also.
kill it. Yeah. You're being bitten at the same time
Yeah.
because there are hundreds of others you're not getting, but the joy of killing.
Because I think
It taps
deep
into a
down,
very, very basic human thing.
no matter how good we are as people, you could be the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of any country. You still want to kill
You
something.
still want to kill.
Yeah, like it comes from, and this is the nicest thing because it's a bloodsucker. So you're not guilty.
Yeah.
And one by one, you wave it around and you hear that pa, pa, pa noise. You're frying it, actually.
You're frying it. And actually, sometimes you can smell it also.
Yeah.
You get a slight,
Yeah.
like that smell
Little
is
smoke
different.
comes out
Yeah.
on the side. Yeah. In some countries, they probably eat it also. We don't know.
I've eaten it.
Yeah. The olden days,
Hmm.
like when the British confronted malaria, it was a bit different because they would spray pesticides on your face.
Yeah.
So that would also another good strategy to kill the customer rather than the mosquito.
But that they didn't put on the tombstones. They died of...
It looks bad, no?
It looks bad.
Died
Just say malaria.
straight
Just say
pesticide.
malaria.
Because
Say
then
died in
you're
battle.
putting the
Don't
poison.
say battle with who.
Yeah.
You don't want to say battle with mosquitoes.
No,
Because that's the
bad.
full thing. Died in battle
Yeah.
with mosquitoes is not put onto the stone.
No.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're exactly like Battle of Kohima.
Yeah.
Died in the Great Anglo-Japanese War.
Yeah.
Died while trying to spray for mosquitoes is just
Just-
sad. Just tragic. But that
Hit ran out would be this
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So spray is the other one.
Yes.
Spray, that's another one. Where
I use spray also, I have to say.
the goal has always been kill in bulk
Yeah.
with mosquitoes, right? Kill as many as possible at one go. But I think what people are not realizing is that the mosquito killing industry, their worldview is also kill people along with it. But not enough so that we lose our whole customer base.
Yeah. We still want people alive to buy it.
Yeah. And we want enough mosquitoes alive also.
Yes.
So that is the balance that I think
That
is
is the
tricky.
bad. The latest research that I because I go quite deep into this, and
course you do.
I have also I've experienced the mosquito mats, I've done the coil, I've done the kachua chop, I've done the plug in the wall, the spray, the racket, and now this laser. But the one that I was quite intrigued with was what they've started doing in the East. Is that because it's a big problem in some of those countries as well, Malaysia, Indonesia, a lot of these places, Thailand. They have started genetically modifying the mosquitoes and releasing them into the wild to mate with other mosquitoes to make them
Milder.
not you'll still get bitten, but you won't get malaria.
It's like Gen Z mosquitoes.
Yeah, it's like
Kinder.
Yeah, so they still do their thing. They're allowed to exist.
Yeah.
Like we'll still bite, we'll still suck blood and all that stuff, but we're not into killing. But for me, the main problem with the mosquitoes, I mean, malaria is bad for me, and I don't want to get it. And I've had it in the family who've had bad experiences. But for me, it's the bite itself that irritates. That bite. Now I'm saying that if you're telling the mosquito, listen, you continue biting.
You be
biting.
yourself.
We don't. Like, this is a negotiation, right?
You
do your biting, but don't kill.
Yeah.
मारने का नहीं.
Yeah.
Malaria नहीं मांगता है.
We want you to change a little bit as a person.
I'm saying that I don't want the biting.
The mosquito will then ask, "Who am I?
What am I doing?
Just a butterfly."
Then I'm just going on biting people. What's
really
what's
tiny
my
butterfly.
larger goal?
Yeah. I'm not even as quick as the fly. The fly can at least buzz around, make a noise.
What have I got?
Yeah, I'm not even a bee. I can't sting.
And then, as you had mentioned, that there's also once you start genetically modifying any creature, and they've done this with these mosquitoes, is that then it could branch off into some other thing.
Then it could get much worse.
What could happen?
But also the great-great-grandfather of the Singaporean mosquito.
Yeah.
Which is the giant mosquito sitting on that British guy's neck. And those mosquitoes, if you saw in the old days, they were the size of a horse, and they're proper. Now that guy, he'll look at this great-great-grandson of his and says, "I'm ashamed of you. You're not even a mosquito. What are you?
What have you become?"
So this is how to destroy a family legacy. Like you take the great billionaire families of the world, how the great-grandson just became a wimp. It's that. But I guess it's not up to the mosquito.
The mosquito
doing it.
मेरे हाथ में नहीं है, Papa.
Yeah. He's like, it's like they're taking it away from you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I wish it the best. But the main joy of humans, no matter what happens with mosquitoes, even if it was completely harmless, we will still have that racket and want to kill something.
That I don't doubt that through. I mean, now that it's become a thing, we'll always have that.
Yeah.
So whether you bite, you don't bite, whatever you are, if you're a flying creature at 6 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to get you with my racket.
But if it was permissible, don't you think people would kill people with a racket?
With a racket.
Yeah.
I've tried it. And everyone's tried it. No? Where you go to a guy and try and shock someone. You're like, "Hey, bastard, what are you doing?"
It works.
No, it just gives you a mild sort of like your hair will stand on end or you'll get a little bit of a buzz.
I've never tried. You tried to fry someone?
Of course. Everyone's tried. Because how much charge is there in that thing? You're not going to...
I don't know about everyone trying it.
Like if I plug it into a wall.
Yeah.
And it was a supercharged racket.
Yeah.
And it was like plugged directly into these are little charged with little batteries in it. What is it going to shock you?
This friend is still a friend that you...
Yeah. This is a normal slap a person in the balls kind of thing. No? It's
Right.
not that big a deal.
No.
Yeah.
But you've electrocuted a friend who's come over.
Yeah.
Thinking he's a mosquito.
You do it for fun. For fun.
I have a very interesting conundrum got put in front of me. A skin doctor that I know, he chose to stay back in India and practice medicine. And his best friend went away to the United States. This is a man in his mid-50s. And his friend has done very well in Silicon Valley. And has done well. But apparently, it is very expensive to get an appointment with a skin doctor in the US. And if it's not covered by his insurance, it's going to cost him like $5,000-$7,000 to get a thing. So now he calls this friend in Calcutta who's a skin doctor and says, "Can you consult with me?" And after dinner, middle of the night, this particular gentleman from San Francisco calls and he says, "Hey, Arun, just see, I've got some problems, just see." Obviously informal, he's not treating him with the respect of a foreign doctor because he's just a school friend in Cal. And he proceeds to do a video call and show him some rashes in his private area. And then the Calcutta doctor was like, I wonder then who has won in life? this guy who is a billionaire in Silicon Valley, or me having to look at his private parts just after dinner. Uh, and I and he posed this question. I went in as a patient. We were just chatting. I said, "Doctor, how have you been?" He said, "I've not been sleeping lately because my friends from California are sending me their private part videos."
Because that must have caught on. Like once he gave him a recommendation, he must have said,
Yeah.
just call my friend. He'll
Yeah.
tell you what to do. Don't have to go to a doctor here, pay through your nose.
Exactly. The friend said, must have said, try this ointment. Then 3 other guys. So now his whole night, instead of sleeping, is just looking at private parts of NRI men in their 50s in a live video call. I mean, his wife was like, at least his pornography I'd understand, but this is just a range of private part rashes that my husband has to look at. So all day he has to look at it. And this is all because of cost arbitrage. It's expensive for those guys to get a skin doctor in California.
And it's easier, I guess.
It's easier to call this guy in Cal. I'm sure he's getting a fee for it as well. But he's sitting back and thinking, then who won in life? These guys that went to the US made so much money, but they can't even see a skin doctor, or me. But then have I really won? Because now I have to watch
all
these
this.
live videos of this guy's.
And these are not the kind of
balls.
videos I want to be watching. And
Night you want to settle in
is
with
this
Netflix
any
and
way to consult? Yeah.
Amazon. And then you're like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
Fungal, bacterial. I think it's bacterial.
And yes, just hold on, just close up, just show me a slide close up.
Is it ringworm? No, it's not ringworm.
So this man has to live this life.
Yeah.
Who do you think won? The guy who stayed back in India, or the friend who went abroad with the rashes on his balls?
Well, I think in different ways, I think the doctor who stayed back has kind of
He's won, yeah.
But because he can choose not to take the calls also. I think here he just makes a little bit of money on the side. I mean, it's not the best post-dinner dessert, but whatever, you're making a little bit of extra money. This thing. Those guys are struggling to see a doctor over there, have to pay through their ass to see that.
They're definitely not winning.
They're not winning, because if you over there have a phone up against your testicles at like
You're also not sleeping.
You're also not sleeping, and you have to show, like, halfway across the world, you have to show the rash to some doctor in Calcutta.
America is maybe not the promised land that it promised.
Maybe not. I mean, there's so many good things of every place, but problems, like this doctor thing is a big problem.
Yeah. And also, like, sometimes when people summarize a country, these are the ways they should talk about it. They're like, what would you say? America, well, there's the Grand Canyon. It's got, Mount Rushmore. But see, now if you've got rashes on your balls, it's not a good place.
No. Then
you
are in a sticky situation.
Then those explanations no one gives you,
Yeah.
on the thing. Kunaal, I'm going to digress.
Yes.
Because I have a Mercedes-related conundrum.
Oh, car-related. I love cars.
Car-related. I know you know quite a lot about cars. Here's the thing. I often wonder, Mercedes must see a lot of car crashes and a lot of weird things happening to its cars.
Yeah.
But I doubt whether they see the extent of bizarre stuff that happens to their cars anywhere else than India. Because it's sometimes, I mean, I can't even imagine, like, how those cars are used in weddings in Jalandhar, Ludhiana, like some are made to fly, like the videos for Instagram, like people do crazy shit with their car. One example was a friend who accidentally, there was a cat, a stray cat that got into his dicky. And for a day and a half...
A boot, you mean?
Boot.
Yeah.
Boot.
A dicky is what we call it in India, I guess. But it's called a boot, right?
Abroad, what do they call it? A boot?
A boot, yeah.
What do they call the front
dicky.
of a car?
The bonnet?
The bonnet. What do they call it there? Bonnet.
The hood.
Hood. Right.
Yeah.
How interesting. So hood... but
bonnet and dicky.
Dicky is us.
The back
Dicky
is
and
dicky.
bonnet.
Dicky and bonnet.
And for them it's...
hood
and
boot.
Hood and boot.
Yeah.
Hood and boot. Like Puss in Boots. Like Spike Boot.
Yeah.
So in this side of the car, there was a cat.
Yeah.
And as it happens in India, a cat jumped in. And he went to take out his tennis racket a day and a half later, and the cat jumped past his face.
Oh my.
obviously was desperate to live, right? But it had like torn all the wires and just the car didn't start. And so he took this car to Mercedes. And Mercedes apparently has to send a report to Mercedes in Stuttgart or wherever, where a very Germanic type gentleman reads this report. And in this particular report, he said there's a cat that was living here that went crazy and tore up all the wires, so the car is not starting. So this guy took one day off, this German guy, to process this information. Then he did a conference call to understand, can you explain in words what you've written down? He said, no, sir, this cat is something, this cat, etc. I said, okay. So, and then I thought to myself, what must this German quality assurance manager have seen and heard in terms of these
The
reports?
number of stories that
Number of stories. Like, for example, there was a car, I think it was in Amritsar for a wedding, that they wanted the bride and groom to be in this Mercedes and go through a fire. So they would marry. The ring of fire, instead of being in a mandap, was going to be like a Ferris wheel, and the Mercedes was going to go into it. And then obviously the whole thing collapsed, caught fire, the car caught fire, and everybody, nobody died, but I think one guy died, or whatever. The whole thing fell apart. Now this report will go to this guy, and he'll read, that this Mercedes was midair, there was a fire around it, and the car caught fire because it was being used midair for a wedding. So he again will have to process this information and explain. Now, why is it that in India a car is not treated as a car?
I think that in Germany, they treat it. I've seen a lot of these cars being used the way they're supposed to be used. That's what I really
driven.
like. Not only driven, I'm saying like there'll be an E-Class or there'll be an S-Class even with a cycle on top of it. There'll be surfboards, there'll be a boat that it's dragging. It's a luxury car here. But there they use it to do whatever needs to be done. A caravan they're pulling. It's got so they're using it for what the car is built to do. So if problems occur in those kind of ways, they're still solvable.
And
But
on a road that's built like a road.
it's built like a road, and these are things that the car is meant to do. But like if I said that jalebi oil went into the sunroof, and has clogged up the system because it's very sticky and it's a sugary syrup has been found because some child was eating jalebis on the hood of the... And not improbable.
Very likely.
Very likely. So I'm saying that the sunroof is now not opening or whatever it is because it's stuck with syrup.
And the child is stuck.
The child is also happens to be stuck. So these are not uses that they have imagined in their, when they're saying you can put a cycle on it, you can put a boat on it, you can put skis on it. But can you put a child eating jalebis, and or whatever, or agarbatti has set the thing on fire because someone was doing a puja inside their car.
Perfectly
they put
common.
2 agarbattis on the wooden thing of the dashboard and it caught fire. Now I'm saying that, see, they'll design so much. They'll design for German design and this.
Normal human mind.
Human mind. What would I do in the thing? What am I going to use the dashboard for? Am I going to use it for a puja? Am I going to use it for a full ceremony? So it's like, because we do such, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I mean, like, like Fiat earlier, I remember so many metal, the Fiat used to have a metal dashboard because people used to put the 2 agarbattis over there also. I remember it between the metal thing, there would be an ashtray also on top, one little metal ashtray. You could put your agarbattis there. It was designed, and it's metal. So even if it burns here on a wooden dashboard, the same thing, there'll be a Ganesh with the thing and all, and you'll put agarbattis there also. But the German designer has not thought of all these possibilities.
Because he thought a car can be many things, but not a house of worship.
Is it a mandir? Is it a car? So I'm saying here we do
like the car,
but we don't use it for what it's designed for.
No,
we're never going to
drive fast
or put skis on it, or pull a caravan, or those things I think are out. But for other things, so we bring our existing life
Yeah.
onto this thing which is designed for something else.
Correct.
And that's where the guy starts getting confused, like
Yeah.
why.
Why is there a full cow
Yeah.
in Mercedes C-Class?
Yeah.
So like for example, when they return that car which is stuck with the child and the jalebi, like the first question is, I'll get the child out, but just explain how the child got here. Then why were they having a full
feast
over there on the roof of the car? Yeah. So I don't think that these Japanese and German people who are the biggest car makers of the world, the glimpse they get into Indian society,
It's such a.
it's quite incredible.
Yeah.
It's because apparently Innovas and all they're used for proper crazy things.
No, I'm like a lot of the times like for me, one of the major these things is that sunroof thing, because generally I've seen only children stick out of it who could die any second.
Any second.
Like they just break and you just have a child being flung out of that car, because the design is not to stand out of it and you get your hair blown in the wind out that sunroof where you're kind of balancing on someone's shoulders in the front seat.
Sudden death.
It's a death trap. It's just meant because it's not designed to do that.
Yeah.
But we're using it for something else. So it's an interesting engineering push. I'm saying that when Japanese designers or German designers or any of this thing, when you start designing, and that's why I think Indian designers have that sort of at least perspective.
Yeah.
Like what they're very soon going to start doing is putting a jali, a metal jali on the sunroof, so you can't get out. So Mahindra is going to do that because they know that someone if it's the sunroof will open, wind will come in, light will come in, but we're going to put this security how you have outside your windows in your house. We'll put a jali over there.
So that German designer comes to see
why
the
do you have a jali on top of the sunroof?
Just explain this to me. Then be that. Right?
Yeah.
Then you get this insight into Indian culture.
Correct.
Like why, for example, our cricket stadiums, why do they have prison bar type sort of guarding?
Yeah.
Because they know that you can't allow 500,000 people in Bhopal or Surat free access to the ground.
Yeah.
Because they'll just run and just start humping Surya Kumar Yadav. And that's just not... You won't be able to play cricket like that.
So for the longest time after, I think it was Calcutta. Calcutta always starts these trends where they start throwing things and burning stadiums and all that. I remember test match was called off. All of that happened. They started caging in the stadiums, right? So they used to have these massive nets. Some of them still exist. They're a relic from the 90s only when it kind of started. That these nets come down and encase the whole crowd. This is also an engineering marvel. Where the whole crowd is like they're in a jail. And you're watching it from a jail.
So the technology behind that is actually how they keep cheetahs in the Calcutta Zoo. And the same people built it.
They just used it at Eden Gardens.
That is their respect of the average Indian person and cricket fan.
Yeah.
That this is how much we trust you
Yeah.
to behave on your own.
Correct.
So therefore we are creating this. Enjoy now.
And generally when you go to a live event, you feel like, you can see the thing like right in front of you. But what I've realized more and more is that especially in many stands in India is that you're always watching it through fencing.
Always fencing.
Yeah.
Always. And for good reason. Like I, as a kid, used to go to football matches in Calcutta. And it was perfectly common for a guy to come in having drunk a lot of country liquor and for no reason throw bricks at either other people
or players.
Full bricks. Right? And then take off all his clothes except for his underwear and take a full nap. Now, how much freedom can you trust that guy with? And he did have a perfectly good day. He's come with nobody. He's just a regular Bengali hooligan. He's come with 3-4 bricks. That's why they stopped allowing any sort of... So, also, some of this is machine learning.
It's machine learning. And I think that some people need to come in their own cage. It needs to be a cage that's just built around them and they can just walk around.
Yeah.
But they're actually in their own cage. So you can just go anywhere you want, but like you're free to roam, but only so much.
Yeah. Like literally an animal.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that large groups of Indian audience, people, fans, the reason policemen hit people with sticks, even when they are queuing up to go to Tirupati,
In a line and
in
all.
any line, if you see, there's always people ready to hit other people with sticks. It doesn't come from nowhere. I'm sure 30, 40 years ago, people were given the freedom. And they must have been with chaos, mayhem, stampede, violence. After which somebody realized the only way to keep some order is a stick. So Mercedes will also realize that their traditional car,
Yeah.
the car that is meant for the world, is not the car that will work here. That here you need certain rules. Like Mercedes in his meeting will be like, okay, but what if a full medium-sized buffalo accidentally gets into the boot?
Very plausible.
This now let's consider what car we
Let's design.
Let's design for that. Let's build for that.
Yeah.
Kunal, I have a final domestic conundrum.
Yes.
And my domestic conundrum is this. The use of words is very important, I've realized, in a marriage.
In life.
In life or with your partner. Like the other day, my partner said to me, my wife, who said to me, before we start your day, give me a hug. And the words that were in my head were, I have a lot of to-dos today. And I don't know why, I had no filter, but it just came out. I said, I have a lot of to-dos today. Then I realized that words mean different things to different people. So I have a lot of to-dos today sounded to her like, I can't give you a hug because I have a lot of to-dos today. And therefore, this is another to-do.
And over this, you all had a to-do.
Yeah. Now you're adding a to-do
Yeah.
to this my list of to-dos.
So please don't give me one more.
One more to-do. At which point the
how
mother,
many chores are you going to
how
give
many
me?
chores are this?
Yeah.
And so obviously to the partner it would be like, oh, this is a to-do. This is a chore. It should just be voluntary. It's a hug. We're in a relationship, blah, blah, blah. So I've realized in a marriage or in a romance or in any sort of private setting that is intimate between two parties, is it best often for men not to say anything at all? Or if there is information in their head, be careful how they are passing it out.
You know, the thing is that no matter how you frame the words, and whether it's the male or the female, you know, like I'm not getting into the husband wife kind of thing,
no,
because
could be
both
anybody.
parties could be this thing to this. We don't have complete control over language because it doesn't completely convey what we feel. And even if we are sometimes very dishonest with what we say. So there are too many layers to it. So even if the right words are coming out of the mouth, the sentiment behind it can also be perceived, or the tone of how you're saying it. So tonality, the words themselves. So what I've come to the conclusion is that all language is a manner in which to confound things, you know. I mean, it does simplify things. We can have conversations, we can communicate, we can build cities, businesses.
I said a different thing. I just said a thing. I have a lot of to-dos today. You can't give me a hug because you have a lot of to-dos today.
But it's, I mean, not the
Good interpretation.
Right. I'm saying, what is your defense?
None.
It was a non sequitur. This was a completely different train of thought that you came to with, which had nothing to do with what she said. Like if she said, "Give me a hug before you get into your thing," I have a lot of to-dos today.
Yeah. Or even if I had said Berlin after 1945 was a total wreck.
Yeah, but then she would
You have time for Berlin? You don't have time to give me a hug?
Yeah, or it would be, listen, did you hear what I said? Because
you're not even listening anymore.
Not listening. But here it sounded like, and that's why I'm saying that language leads to all of this. It sounded like you heard, comprehended, and responded with, I've got too much to do today.
I've added it on my checklist. Therefore, I can't give you a hug.
Yes. Whereas I think what you said, you like, yeah. I have a lot of to-dos today, huh? So it was a different thought.
Yeah.
You know, like you had considered that, and yes, of course, I'm going to give you a hug.
This is what this is.
But I just want to let you know, I've got lots of stuff to do today, huh?
Yeah.
So you can't give me a hug. So I'm saying that. So see again,
the pause also.
The pause. There's so many factors.
Yeah.
You know, and there's the thought. And then of course there's you trying to wiggle out of a situation.
And also, if you live with
that
someone, you can't not respond. Like Men in their 40s and 50s, they just sometimes don't respond to things. Yeah, give me a hug before I start today. And that's when, wives tend to be like, oh, I live with a mannequin, because they don't say anything. They're just in some zone. So not saying anything also is not an option.
You can't, no, because now you have the gift of communication, of language.
Yeah, because they are
words.
aware that they haven't married a mute person.
Yeah.
Or someone who's not talkative at all, or someone who's silent. So there's actually you're always on tender hooks.
Because
it's sort
of
of like
language.
living that stilt building in Bombay, where you're constantly getting submerged.
Yeah.
This is a bit like that.
But I think that whether there was language or no language, even if you were two people who didn't have access to language, but were together, you could still have fucked up the situation. Like you could still
So
have...
imagine if the partner would have been like,
like, oh, you're screwed. So I'm saying
same. So if you don't respond with that exact thing,
yeah.
like if the person says, and you go, then anything you choose, like you just did, you're finished.
Or if you get,
Yeah, any of the other ones. Yeah.
But so many options. Yeah.
They're all finished.
They're all done.
Finished. Yeah. You have to just blindly agree. But if you agree too much also, then they're like, oh, this is suspicious.
This is weird, because I don't want someone who's so agreeable.
It's unwinnable. It's unwinnable. Just like the city,
Sinking.
This is relationships also submerged.
Submerged. I have one this thing I want to bring to your notice, which is a current affair, current events that happened. There was a big meeting in Alaska recently.
Correct.
Between Putin and Trump.
Yes.
And both parties arrived and all of that, and they tried to have some talks which didn't really go anywhere. But Putin arrived with a team of people, and a couple of whom were carrying something known as a poop case.
Yes.
A poop case is something for him to excrete into, so that they didn't leave any traces behind. It's like you don't want to leave anything behind in that country for any reason whatsoever. So they were taking his poop back with them and disposing of it in whatever way they felt secure. Now, this could be, it could be a political statement, like, I don't even want to shit in your country. Or in more likelihood, it is that I don't leave any physical trace that you can study and know what my weaknesses or frailties are. My question is that is this the right thing to do? Should, I'm saying that sometimes that privacy also, when we talk of privacy, we are leaving traces of ourselves all over all the time. Whenever we travel, if someone wanted more information about us, they could access. They have this whole, literally a health dump that we've taken in all these places and study us inside out. Do you think what he did made a lot of, did it make sense, or were they overreacting?
See, I think if you don't want any organic material from you to be tested, you should be free to live with it. For example, I have no right to suddenly pluck a hair from and then send it for a DNA test. I have no right to do that. I could do it, but it's just be unfair to you, because you'd be like, I don't want my thing tested, man. So let us say we are recording in a podcasting studio. If you want to leave no organic proof, like let us say I just drank some water and put the cup down, and our producers decided to send that for a swab test.
We want to know more about pals.
Saliva test, and then they got a full report. Then they use that report for whatever private purposes they have.
It's your personal information.
To raise money or whatever. Who knows what they'd use it for. Now, they don't have my consent. Now, this guy, they could have found out from his excreta that he has Parkinson's, that he doesn't have Parkinson's. He's perfectly fit. He has dementia, doesn't have dementia. He's like, I'm not leaving anything
for
behind.
You. I'm leaving no clues behind.
Don't get inside me. I haven't come. It's like the easiest alternative is you open the door and suddenly for no reason 3 people from Metropolis Healthcare start stabbing you. And they're like, sir, blood test ले लिया, H1 ABC का test है. Like, नहीं चाहिए मुझे ये सब.
Stool sample
दे दो. नहीं चाहिए मुझे ये सब. क्या कर रहा है मेरा घर के साथ? So it's you should consent to being tested. If you haven't consented, then maybe you are just going to urinate. You don't want that to also go through like a detailed.
So you're saying that testing by force is
unfair.
Is unfair.
Unfair.
It's a violation.
It's a violation. Yeah,
It's a
like
full
don't
violation.
go into me.
Even if special offers are on, sir, 25,000 का 12,000 में कर रहे हैं, 2 दिन का ऑफर है, हम आ रहे हैं.
हाँ.
आपको ये जार में टट्टी करके दे दो सर, क्या बड़ी बात है?
So then they should have told Putin that in Alaska.
Sir, we are from Metropolis.
Correct.
My whole thing was that the disappointment that the American team who were on standby waiting for him to poop would have felt when they realized he was traveling with the poop case.
Yeah.
My whole thing was that, listen, that means that there would have been a team and a counter team to the poop case of the poop collectors who would have put aside that weekend saying, listen, if that poop drops, we got to collect it. Okay.
The biotest.
So there would have been a team of 6 people waiting for Putin to take a shit.
Yeah.
Who, when they realize the poop case has arrived, they're like, fucking hell, okay, now I can pick up the kids or I can go about my day and I cancel or book a flight. So then the whole schedule would have changed just because of that poop case.
Number one and number two, also they're like, I guess Putin knew we were here.
Yeah.
So they were like, I guess on to the next guy.
On to the next, now we just got to pick up someone else's poop and test it.
So Putin also woke up saying, listen, what are the things you think happen in Alaska? I think one of the things that'll happen is they'll want to taste my shit. So this is also being discussed.
I got my socks, my brown, my red tie.
One thing I forgot.
Or that poop case we need to take. Huh? Don't for last time I went to believe this thing.
The full test, they sent me the report also. I was clear, but I'm not shitting in the country. I'm not urinating. So in some ways, he's like a Calcutta football fan. He's traveling in his own cage.
Yeah. In India, if he arrived, we would lather him with the Indian Chinese.
So they're like, we won't let him go, all of that. But this guy's smart. He'll try to hold on. What is this battle if it's not
would you like
this?
to go to that loop?
I'm going back to Russia.
I'm not going. So Rashtrapati Bhavan, on my poop case, that won't be...
And
so
they'll tempt him in whatever ways.
Mysore Park and all that, feed him every bloody thing, like lubricate his system.
Yeah, they'll have those conversations with him in whatever way is possible. But that's not. He's world
Russian.
leader. He's not a world leader for no reason.
He's got a tight asshole. That guy.
And he's lived in Siberia. Like he's done the KGB.
He rides horses half naked and all.
Yeah.
What is holding on to poop for 3 days?
He'll explode before
he did it on every school trip. We used to hold for 3 days. We didn't even have a poop
We've
case.
been holding for 3 days now. So
Exactly.
this is nothing. Yeah. Oh, send in your conundrums.
Yes, please send in your conundrums. We would love to do a listener special.
Yes.
We're running out of things to speak about, as you can see.
This is why it's literally becoming toilet humor.
Yeah. So just please send in something better than this.
Audiomatic.in.
Yes. Guys, we need subscribers. So if you watch it and then you subscribe, because
apparently one of the things about podcasts is listeners.
Listeners are important.
And people watching.
So if you're watching and listening, just subscribe. Because I don't...
Otherwise, at what point are we just 2 people in a room talking?
And also, it's not a very large financial drain on us, but it is on our producers.
No, and more importantly, on perhaps you.
Correct. See, you don't lose any money by subscribing.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing. But I'm saying very soon it'll be like a TV channel.
Yeah.
Where we could be sitting and shouting, India! And nobody's watching.
So if you subscribe, and like if we get to say 200,000 followers, should we select
few people will get free blood tests.
And some stool samples.
Yeah, ooze.
3 lucky winners will get...
That they can test and find out.
It won't be voluntary, na? So it'll be involuntary stool sample of one of ours, which will be taken and...
I feel like that's why they don't subscribe. Because I feel like this is the stool sample that they get.
This is already getting a sample of stool.
We don't want more of this.
This is the sample.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.